Why wouldn't an NBA player use performance-enhancing drugs? Professional sports worldwide are becoming polluted with performance-enhancing drugs, depleting the integrity of every sport they play. The dishonesty of the thousands of players convicted with the use of banned substances in the MLB completely outnumbers the players caught in the NBA. What makes the NBA only have a handful of players who have faced penalties for taking steroids in the past 10 years? Personally, I believe that the NBA has a completely different opinion and system of the use of steroids. Steroids have been a problem in baseball since the Jose Canseco era. Tom Gwynn from the Los Angeles Times describes the perception of how a personal enhancing drug was viewed in 1995. He said in quotes, "It's like the big secret we're not supposed to talk about. I think we all have our suspicions on who's on the stuff, but unless someone comes out and admits it, who'll ever know for sure?" And this I related to how the NBA treats it. Players now, when caught using steroids, face full-year suspensions and being banned from the Baseball Hall of Fame. Most recently, Yankee superhero Alex Rodriguez was linked and taken place in biogenesis clinics for taking steroids. Christopher L. Gasper, sports writer of the Boston Times, says in an article, "There's no justice in Major League Baseball as long as self-serving Yankee third baseman is allowed to keep playing games and affecting pennant races when he can't even look questioners in the eyes saying he didn't obtain or use performance-enhancing drugs from the Miami-based biogenesis clinic." His appeal is based on exculpation, but on trying to collect as many paychecks as possible before the guillotine drops. Clearly, the MLB faces penalties for using steroids. This leads me to the question how the NBA is full of 6'7", 250-pound behemoths that have a vertical leap of over 3 feet and can run a 40-yard sprint in 4.5 seconds. While looking into this, I only found 2 cases of NBA players being penalized for steroid use, and this is absurd. Orlando Magic's forward, Hedo Turkoglu, was suspended 20 games after an injury for healing his injury using performance-enhancing drugs to bring him back to the season after he broke his nose and was out for 10 games. Then within the next 2 games, he broke his wrist. And then he started using drugs and became a lot better player. In another case I found was in 2008, a player was suspended for 10 games for a banned substance. Can you believe what I just said? The players in the NBA were suspended for only 20 games or 10 games in the past 2 years, in the past 10 years. Could the gain of talent for using banned substances overweigh the repercussions of cheating? Personally, I believe that this could be true, despite I hate the encouragement of cheating in the professional sport. Possibly the NBA players share the same belief as me and are willing to endanger their health to be paid possibly $5 million more a year and perform at a new level of fitness. The acceptance and lack of testing for banned substances and performance-enhancing drugs in the NBA is a serious problem for the integrity of the National Basketball Association.